What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be doing the first ever series in this installment, and it's the wrestling debates. I've done this really long ago, if you guys remember. Like, if we have the hardcore Pllana Nation fans in the building, I did this in 2015, but I didn't have too many subscribers, so it wasn't really successful. Like, no one was commenting. But basically, let me give you the gist of what I want this to be. I'm gonna touch upon a topic, and I'm gonna talk about it in the video, and then I want you guys to comment below what your opinions are. I don't want you guys fighting. No, I don't want someone saying, screw you, F you, get out of here, you're annoying, blah, blah, blah. I want you guys to agree, give examples, give points, make good arguments, because that right there shows you actually know what you're talking about. When cursing is just like, you lost the argument already. Anyways, I'm also gonna have like a little card on the top. I've never done this. It's gonna be like a poll. I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna have to find it out, but we're gonna do that, and you can just vote NXT or WWE. Oh, I just gave away what I was supposed to say next line. Anyways, we're gonna go over what is better, NXT or WWE. And by WWE, obviously I mean Raw or SmackDown, and SmackDown, I guess you could add them together. Anyways, let's get into the first thing I want to talk about, which are the pay-per-views. Whenever NXT has a takeover, I think it is one of the most entertaining pay-per-views I watch of wrestling, like of that year. Like, if you go back, NXT takeover Brooklyn, both of the NXT takeover Brooklyns were entertaining. So are the ones right before WrestleMania. Let's take it back to even a week ago. We had NXT takeover Chicago, and they put on one of the best pay-per-views in NXT card history. They had Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, who absolutely killed it. I think they got a 5-star match. To me, that is a 5-star match. They absolutely tore down the house. The fans were loving it. Twitter was going crazy. Stone Cold Steve Austin was going crazy. Every single person on Twitter, every single ex-former wrestler, every single current wrestler was talking about that match. That right there is a good match. And then we had DIY versus the Authors of Pain in a ladder match, which was goddamn entertaining. I sat there and I was watching the whole match from like the beginning to the end. I didn't want to move. I was like, this is what a match should be like. Holy shit. And then let's not even talk about the heel turn. The heel turn that completely tore my emotions and my heart and just stomped on it. That right there showed emotion. Then we had Asuka defending her title. It wasn't the best match. It wasn't a boring match, but it shows that they actually care about the women's division. And then we had Hideo Itami versus Bobby Roode in a great match. It was just all around a great card. Overall, the entire card was just so fun, and whenever there's a pay-per-view, I always keep my eyes open watching what's gonna happen next, because to me, everything they do is entertaining. But then, let's fast forward to 24 hours after that, and we had Backlash, and that was one of the worst things I've ever seen. I'm sorry if you guys liked it, but personally to me, I was sleeping. I'll admit it. I don't remember what match I was sleeping during, because obviously I was sleepy, so I can't remember it. But anyways, the entire card didn't have me hyped. I didn't want to watch it. I felt like I was forcing myself to watch it. You ever get that feeling? That's what I felt. And it was so sad because you had AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. Wasn't the worst match, but it wasn't the best match. I felt like these guys weren't giving it all. And then the ending also wasn't that good. It was like a stupid count out. But then we had Jinder Mahal winning the title, and again, that match was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. When Randy Orton threw the Singh brothers, that was pretty funny. And Jinder winning, I'm actually finally over with him. Like, I feel like this could be something really interesting. So that right there isn't that bad. But besides those two matches, I don't remember like Shinsuke Nakamura's match. I barely remember what happened. I just remember Kinshasa and it was over. That right there shows that whatever they're doing, it's not right. The formula isn't right for the main roster pay-per-views. The pay-per-views are forgettable and boring, while NXT takeovers always kill it. So right now, NXT has my point for better pay-per-views than the WWE main roster. The next thing we have to talk about is the tag team division for both brands. Well, I guess 3 brands, but 2 different. Anyways, the NXT tag team division versus the WWE main roster tag team division. And honestly, this is a really tough one because both divisions are great. On SmackDown, you have the Usos and Breezango killing it each week. Especially Breezango. They are so funny. Like the Fashion Files, oh my god, that has me dying every single week. They got to keep that on. Those guys ooze charisma. Right now, they've made the entire division, they like revived it. Before they were there, the Usos had the title and it was cool and everything, but they weren't really doing anything. Now, this is what I want to see, this amazing feud. And on Raw, you have the Hardys versus Cesaro and Sheamus, and Cesaro and Sheamus turned heel recently, which has been really good for their career so far, especially during this run. The Hardys, hopefully they become broken, because it should be awesome if that's the case, but I'm hearing they're not interested. Whatever, that's not the case of this video. And at NXT, you had DIY versus the Authors of Pain, but obviously that's over now, because the Authors of Pain destroyed them, and then Ciampa turned heel on my guy, Johnny Wrestling. But whatever, thinking about it, let's go through the history of the last year. That's what I want to see, the overall picture. And the NXT tag division has been honestly so much better than the main roster for the last year. You had matches that could have main evented pay-per-views, could have main evented takeovers. And obviously, at TakeOver Brooklyn, you had the Revival, DIY killed it. Then the next following pay-per-view at NXT Toronto, they killed it again. And even the last pay-per-view, you had a tag team main event. Like right there just shows you how much trust and how great that division is. I don't think, no way in hell, that a Raw or SmackDown tag team match can main event a pay-per-view ever. It just will never happen. Therefore, I'm giving the point to NXT for their better tag team division. Now we have to talk about the women's division of both brands. NXT, you have Asuka, and obviously she's a beast, but the problem with Asuka is she has no competition down there. But is that really to blame for the division? Like, if you think about it, Asuka, if she had like Alexa Bliss, if she had Carmella, if she had all these people that the main roster has, would the division be a lot better? I think so, yes. But on Raw and SmackDown, you have Alexa Bliss, you have Bayley, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Natalya, you have all these, Naomi, all these women. But who is treating the division better? That is the ultimate question. On SmackDown, you have the Welcoming Committee, which isn't the greatest thing. Like, honestly, why is that even a why? Why? But on Raw, you do have Alexa Bliss and Bayley feuding, which is honestly weird because Bayley has not been getting over with the crowd. That's crazy. That's the next point I want to talk about in NXT later on today in the video. And on NXT, you have Asuka just dominating every single woman down there. But if I had to, honestly, I don't even want to give any one of these brands any points because Asuka's just dominating, but that's because, like I said earlier, she has no competition, no other women wrestlers. Obviously, when her and Ember Moon fought, it was awesome, and that's what I was excited for, but she's out for like 6 months now. And then on Raw and SmackDown, you have the Walking Committee, and it's boring. And on Raw, you just have Alexa Bliss on the mic, and Bayley's not connecting. Sasha Banks' feuds are boring. What is happening? So for this one, no one's getting the point. You know what? Both divisions need improvement, in my opinion. And now we have to talk about the main event division, and NXT's main event division consists of Bobby Roode, the NXT champion, Hideo Itami, Cassius Ohno. You have a lot of great guys down there. Drew McIntyre's jumping into the picture. You have Roderick Strong. Overall, that division is doing a great job. They always put on great matches. Bobby Roode's great on the mic. The feuds are simple, very interesting feuds. Simple feuds. It's like, I want the title. I am better than you. I'm a better champion. I love that simplicity. And on Raw, you don't even have the main event guys showing up every week. That right there, Raw loses. Get the hell out of my face. And then on SmackDown, you have a jobber as champion. Even though I do like Jinder now, you have someone that's been losing so many matches. How can you take him as a credible champion, you know? And also, Randy Orton is boring-ass champion. So, you know what? NXT overall wins because they always put on great matches. They have simple but great feuds. And also, their guys actually show up to NXT every week. So, that's 0-3. NXT is winning right now. And you guys are probably like, you're just a smarky fan. But I'm giving you guys straight facts. Anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Now we have to talk about which brand is better with utilizing their talents. And honestly, I'm giving it to NXT right now. And I'll give you 3 examples of people who were the hottest things in NXT, one of the hottest things in professional wrestling. Now all their momentum is gone. Number 1, we have Finn Balor. Finn Balor was the best thing on NXT, the most entertaining thing, the longest reigning champion for a reason. Everybody loved him. Everyone thought he was a great champion. Now on the main roster, what happened to him? Look at his gimmick. First of all, the Demon King, I don't even know if that's his gimmick anymore. He didn't even have a match at WrestleMania. One of the best wrestlers in the world didn't have a match at WrestleMania. The night after he won his championship, he lost it and never got his rematch. That's just messed up. Like, what the hell? What is wrong with the WWE main roster? Next up, we have to go and look at Sami Zayn's career. At NXT, he was one of the biggest underdogs, but he actually won matches. He won the NXT title, and then once he came to the main roster, he was the underdog who just lost every single match. That's not an underdog, that's just a loser. And the third and final case is Bayley. Bayley was the best women's wrestler down in NXT. Everyone loved her. She was so great with the audience, connecting with them, giving them all hugs. They loved her. The story with her and Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn was the best feud of that year, in my opinion, for WWE. Now on the main roster, she's just losing. She doesn't connect with the audience. Everything seems cheesy. It's just not working. Who's to blame? I don't know. But all I know is NXT treated her way better. Therefore, NXT wins this point, I think, making it 0-4. The last thing I do want to talk about are weekly shows, which I'm giving to Raw and SmackDown as a point. The reason for this is because whenever NXT has a weekly show, it is really poor. Like, it's not fun to watch. Like, maybe it could be because Triple H isn't always down there in the gorilla. Maybe it's because it's only 1 hour long. They don't have that much build-up. But Raw and SmackDown some weeks are just really good. I'm like, yo, this is where it's at. Give me more, Vince McMahon. And some weeks it's like, bleh. But like, at least they have some of those weeks which is really good. NXT hasn't had those weeks since like the Bayley and Finn Balor days. And Triple H did admit that he's not happy with where it's at right now, but the takeovers are still lit. Overall, SmackDown and Raw win this point, making it, I think, 1-4 or 1-5. I'm not too sure. I'll probably add that in the edit later. But that is it for the video, guys. That is my opinion. I would love to know yours in the comments below. Don't forget to interact. Let me know. And also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter at Pllana, and I'll see you all later.